Morning students, I hope you people are well. Today we are going to start the new topic that is Euglenoophyta. That is a part of Protestia only. It is also known as your Euglena-like flagellates. As you can see the figure, it is a slipper-like structure and there one flagellum is going to be attached. This is the structure of your Euglena. It is very common, okay, and they are the largest uniflagellate found in the freshwater ponds, ditches, okay, especially in the urine and fishes of the animals also they are present. You can see the structure very nicely it is given, and this is the first organism where the eye spot is present. That is, they are sensitive towards the stimulation. Okay, children. Reserve food material may be carbohydrate similar to your glycogen. Reproduction, as you can see the binary fusion, one cell will divide into two, okay, or by the cyst formation. During unfavorable condition they are going to form a cyst, and that cyst is uh, going to be burst when they will get the favorable condition. Next one is your slime mold. Slime mold is also known as your decomposers. Very common, it is association or it is a fungal animal. Okay, children. Here you can see the plasmodium is present. As you people are knowing, this plasmodium plays very important role for the malaria parasites. That is, the mosquito is going to act as a host for this particular organism. It is two types, cellular slime mold and your acellular slime mold. In cellular slime molds, uninucleate haploid amoeba is present. Okay, children, and they are nakedly covered by a plasma membrane. It is also known as your max amoeba. Okay, children, and they may be aggregated by a colony. Then after that, children, here the cellular slime molds are going to be present in a communal slime mold. Okay, then life cycle, as you can see the figure, this is a typical life cycle of your slime mold, that is cellular slime mold. Here both the phases will be there, sexual and asexual. During the asexual, as you can see from figure number A, sporocarp is there that will germinate and it will show in figure number C germination. After germination it will burst and each germinated one will go for the aggregation purpose, and again they will form the pseudoplasmodium in asexual case. But in sexual case, from part D, either it will go for the plasmogamy or meiosis cell division. That is, plasmogamy cell will combine together. As we are talking about the sexual reproduction, so in the sexual reproduction, as you can see here in the figure G, what happens? They will fuse together. After fusion, the nucleus will go and convert in the zygote, and that zygote will go for the meiosis process. That is, one cell will divide into two and two will divide into four. After that, again it will go for the aggregation purpose. Acellular slime mold, this one is also known as your Maxicomycetes, and they exist multinucleated diploid phase, okay, called as your plasmodium. So here also that mitosis cell division is going to take place and they will show the phagocytosis, that is cell engulfing process will be carried out. Their life cycle is also having two phases, the haplophase and diplophase. As you can see the figure number A, that is the spore. Figure number B, germination is going to take place. Then max amoeba is going to form. Then cell division will be carried out. It will go separately. Then fusion will take place in E case. Then either it will go for the karyogamy, or what happens from G, you can see so many multiple numbers of cells are there. Cupulation will be take place. Then again it will go for young plasmodium, then older plasmodium. Then again it will divide and the process will be carried out simultaneously. I hope you people had understood. Then protozoa was first studied by Leeuwenhoek in the year 1677 and the term was coined by Goldfuss. Okay, they had discovered the first animal before the discovery of the bacteria and the Monera. Some typical characteristics already we had studied in the basic chapter, that is the introduction. Lesson 2 just I had taught you. There I had told you this all points. Just go through once. If any doubt is there, then you can ask. Classification. It is classified into 4 particular classes. The first one is your rhizopoda or sarcodina. This rhizopoda general characteristic is irregular in shape, locomotion by the means of pseudopodia, then pellicle is not found. Okay. Then nutrition may be holozoic, they can engulf. They are surviving in fresh water and sea water. Mostly they are free living. Okay, children. Then next one is your Masticophora. Masticophora, their flagella will be present for locomotion purpose, but their number is not fixed. It may be 1 in number, 2 in number. Pellicle may be covered. Pellicle means thread-like little bit. Okay, children. Then after that, definite body shape will be there. They are free living. Some may be parasitic. Mode of nutrition, heterotrophic, binary fission, reserve food material, definitely glycogen will be there. Reproduction by binary fission or by cyst formation, as you can see in figure. Okay, children. Next, some disease causing is there. Black sickness, Leishmania donwani. That is also known as Kala Azara, common name. Okay. Then African sleeping sickness, Trypanosoma gambiensis. Very important, this all names, just go through. Then Sporozoa, third one. All are parasitics. It may be inside the body only, endoparasites. Pellicles will be present. Locomotory organ is absent. Contractile vacuole is absent. Alternation of generation is found. Then their mode of nutrition is sporozoic. Asexual reproduction takes place by multiple fission. Okay. Sexual reproduction takes place by syngamy. Okay, children. Then they may be passed in one or causes severe diseases in birds. Plasmodium is the best example, that is the malaria parasite that is present inside the female Anopheles, that is mosquito female Anopheles. From there it will pass to the human beings or animals, and there they will go for the malaria. Okay, children. In detail I am not explaining this all, just characteristics you have to learn. So don't get too much tense that why this point is not explained in detail and that point is not explained in detail. If any problem is there, you can ask, children. Okay. Then this is the typical structure of your last one is your ciliator. By the name itself it is clear, throughout the body cilia will be when contractile vacuoles are absent. Okay. Then mode of nutrition is holozoic. Then your ectoplasm or endoplasm, both things are present. Reproduction may be by binary fission. Okay. Then micronucleus may be present. After that, your structure is given here. Paramecium is the best example. It is the freshwater ciliated paramecium, slipper shaped cells. Then after that, children, it is unicellular ciliata throughout the body. Okay. Reproduction definitely by the binary fission, as you can see. By conjugation also the division is possible, that is one cell will divide into 2 and 2 cell will divide into 4. As you people are knowing, when there will be the copulation, the process will be known as your sexual reproduction. And here one tube-like structure will be there. By the help of that tube-like structure, they are showing the reproduction. Okay, children. Next class, economic importance. And after that we will end the chapter. Last portion is your economic importance. I hope everybody had understood the topic. And children, one more thing, only you have to go through the characteristics. Don't learn in too much detail form. Only you have to see the life cycle of some of the organisms, such as your slime mold. Okay. Then dinoflagellates and diatoms, only characteristics you have to learn. Where they are present, what's their importance, that you have to learn. I hope everybody is preparing the notes. Don't wait for the last moment when the school will reopen. At that time we will write and we will show to the madam. Try to complete the notes, otherwise you people are going to suffer for that. Extra burden will be there. I hope everybody is writing the notes. Okay children, take care. Thank you.